What's going on, everyone? So we got some updates, some rumors, right? Everything's a rumor until it's confirmed, so always take it with a grain of salt. We got some information on Tatum and her boyfriend, and kind of Sidney and how she feels about the situation. Nothing like major, nothing like, oh, he's the killer or anything like that. Like nothing crazy, but I know some people don't want any information about this film. One, I don't know why you'd click on the video, but if you did, now's your chance to click away. 3, 2, 1. All right, so per recent reports, Critical Overlord, he's been pumping out a bunch of just information details about the upcoming Scream 7. So shout out to him. Go check out Critical Overlord if you haven't yet. After this video, of course. Finish this video first, but then go check out some of his videos. But rumor in Scream 7, Tatum's boyfriend is a computer addict and has enrolled at Carnegie Mellon to study computer science. Tatum gets mad at Sidney because his mother treats him like Billy Loomis. So we also got another kind of again, rumor, take it as a grain of salt, right? However you feel about the information, whether you think it's 100% accurate or inaccurate, just take it with a grain of salt, right? That way you're not disappointed or anything like that. Plus things change, scripts get rewritten, scenes get cut, a lot can happen. But we got some information a while back. I made a video about it on that Sidney believes that he's trying to be like Stu. He's trying to mimic Stu. So supposedly Sidney gets a call from Ghostface using Stu's voice. There's supposed to be AI and deepfake and all that stuff. So if that's true, making the connection, Sidney's supposed to go like full detective mode and find out what happened because she scares off a Ghostface going after her daughter and then gets a phone call and it's supposedly Stu, right? That's kind of the rumor that has came out. Well, if he's like some big computer guy and some computer geek, it would make some sense that, he would know how to use AI, he would know how to deepfake, he would know how to mimic voices, he'd know how to do a lot of this stuff. So maybe that's why Sidney thinks he's trying to be like Stu Macher, and then also kind of sees she thinks like, oh, this is Billy Loomis 2.0. I was blinded by love. I was blinded by, I thought he was the guy, and then he turned out to be Psycho Killer, right? I don't want to see my daughter do the same thing. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Please, if Spyglass, anybody who is a part of the Scream movie in the franchise, please, for the love of everything, do not make the boyfriend the killer once again. Please. Can you please not make the boyfriend the killer again? We've gotten it every stint. If you want to make him Trevor 2.0, where we think he's the killer and all signs point to him being the killer, and he's the setup and fall guy because he's the computer nerd, and whoever's doing this is using a bunch of deepfake technology and AI and all this stuff, and all signs point to he has to be the killer. There's no one else that it could be. There's no way it could be anyone else. And then it turns out that it isn't him. That it's not him, ASMR, but fine. But if all signs point to it being the boyfriend, and then at the end of that movie, it is the boyfriend, I am going to lose it, okay? I said the same thing after Scream 6, when I was like, it better not be the parent again, and they just gender swapped the parent. And guess what happened? They gender swap the parent. Do not do that again. Okay? Enough with the jokes. I don't want to see that again. If I would rather him be Derek 2.0, I'd rather him be Trevor 2.0, whatever. Do not make him Billy Loomis or Richie 2.0. Please, we've already had that several times already. I don't need it now. I don't need us remaking the remake of the remake. How many times we do the same thing again? And for those that are like, they won't do that again. The last 2 Scream films, they did exactly what myself and many others thought they would do, and it wasn't very original. So don't do that again. They did the siblings too. It's still the same idea. Can we do something different, right? Now that I got that rant out of the way, Thank you for bearing with me if you're still here. It does make sense that like Sidney would come to the conclusion that, hey, it is boyfriend. Tatum's boyfriend. He's the bad guy. He's the killer. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to find it. And he's looking over, and she's looking over here while Ghostface and everybody is over here doing what they need to do. Right. Or, maybe she thinks he's like the mastermind or something like that. Sure. Cool. Okay. Right. I'm all for something like that. The only way, since we're already here and I already did my rant, right? Like, the only way that I would be like, the only way that I think you could justify doing the boyfriend again is throughout the whole movie, it turns out that it's not him. But then at the very end, because there's supposed to be a Scream 8, it's revealed that like he's the mastermind, right? Like involved in the end, right? Like something that I talked about that I thought would be kind of cool would be in Scream 6, right? Where, Sam has her boyfriend and stuff like that. And it was like, please don't make him the killer again. They didn't make him the killer. But in Scream 7, if he would have actually been involved or something like that would have been cool. And maybe, he was trying to reform, kind of like steal the original idea from Scream 4, Scream 5, that was supposed to be with Kevin Williamson and Wes. Rest in peace, Wes, right? Like, they did something like that, sure, right? Where maybe his intentions were to go after them. He was the guy that set up all the tech and did everything and was kind of like the guy behind the scenes, but then actually fell in love with Tatum and, they started doing something, or maybe he didn't think Tatum would ever really fall for him or anything like that. Now they're together and now he's like, having these regrets. Now he's having, he's second guessing and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So he doesn't get involved. Maybe he helps them take down Ghostface, and then in Scream 8, it's revealed that he was involved, right? Like, I would love that where he's not like directly the killer, but he had involvement and he kind of set everything up. Like, okay, fine. Because that at least is different and original enough, in my opinion, to like justify it. But if it's just straightforward, I hope they don't go that route. But if I had to guess, it's probably how this is going to break down. Tatum's chased by Ghostface. Sidney chases away Ghostface. She gets a call from Stu Macher. Right, she wants to find out, like, how did they do this? Oh, the only one that I know that's like this weird computer guy that would have been able to do and replicate voices and all this other stuff is my daughter's boyfriend. Daughter's boyfriend might be Billy Loomis 2.0. Daughter doesn't see it that way. Daughter thinks mom's being crazy. And, and I just hope in the end, mom isn't right. Daughter's right. But maybe there is some compromise scenario where, mom gets boyfriend in trouble or something, right? Or maybe almost killed, right? Like something like that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How you feel with your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.